my yesterday's piece Freudian slip of Belarus occupation, I drew your attention to how the Russian media started spinning a narrative about an alleged Polish threat to Belarus' intentions to occupy the Grodno region. In the op-ed that was a follow-up of an earlier piece, Russia is plotting Gliwicz incident for Belarus. This seems to be turning into a series dedicated to the Anschluss of Belarus. I drew attention to the technology Russia has been using since Soviet times to conceal their aggressive plans or actions that are already being made, and it was by no accident that I mentioned among tools Russia applies their useful idiots and puppets hiding behind patriotic and nationalist slogans. Now it appears they are fully involved in the Anschluss project. Just the other day, former deputy of the Polish Sejm, Mteusz Piskorski, made an outrageous statement, namely, that Poland could voice territorial claims to Belarus, adding that Warsaw could only start occupying Belarusian lands once it gets a green light from Washington. Russian media picked up the statement at lightning speed. Propaganda cesspools known for their Ukraine and Europhobia, like Politnavigator and other GRU-affiliated outlets, were especially zealous in quoting the marginal politician. Nevertheless, the fact remains, the Polish ex-deputy has said that this country, a NATO ally, is plotting the occupation of Belarus. Of course, that junk news went down just great with fast food info consumers. It would have been easy to spit this trashy news right out or just stay away from it had the audience seen the CV of the guy broadcasting the narratives conceived in the basements of the Russian propaganda workshop. The thing is that Mteusz Piskorski, after being elected in 2015 chairman of the Smina party, was detained just a year later by the Polish Internal Security Agency on charges of clandestine cooperation with Russian intelligence, at least since 2013. Piskorski was suspected of activities directed against the Polish Republic, promoting Russia's interests, and manipulating public moods in Poland. Earlier, he was part of the Niklot organization that promoted Slavic nationalism and recruited members from among Polish skinheads. Since the 2000s, Piskorski regularly visited Russia, where he established contacts with neo-Nazi groups, the GRU's favorite brainchildren. Now, the cherry on cake, in 2014, Mteusz Piskorski was among the so-called observers at the sham referendum in Crimea, also actively advocating Russia's sanctions lift. Just a day passed since GRU propagandists started spinning allegations against Poland claiming the country intends to occupy part of Belarus, which should be seen as a Freudian slip uncovering Russia's true intentions re-Belarus. And now, various acclaimed experts and politicians start giving interview to Russian media where they confirm the insidious intentions on the part of Warsaw. Piskorski, one of the puppets involved in the scheme, is a classic portrait of the Russian pawn, fed and raised on nationalist and neo-Nazi soil. Despite being exposed as a Kremlin agent, he is now free to give interviews, due to the fact that someone posted a major bail for him back in 2019. Well, this must be a pretty valuable asset then, who is now paying his investor back. I'm pretty confident that more such experts will be emerging in the coming days, and not only in Poland, but also in Lithuania and Ukraine. On the one hand, they will once again reveal their affiliation with the Russian GRU, but on the other, this once again proves how firm and invariable Moscow's intention is to complete the Belarus Anschluss project, and it is already obvious who the Kremlin will blame for Russia's occupation of Belarus. Of course it will be Poland, Lithuania, and NATO in general.